How many times have you heard something like this in the past few weeks? Content creators, video editors, motion designers. Many people believe that Claude with Remotion kill every single area when it comes to creative industry. And after spending some time researching this, I decided to test this tool. So in this tutorial, I will show you how you can create videos such as this with Claude using Remotion. So let's go. So if you saw somewhere that people are creating videos with the prompts and motion graphics, they are creating that with Remotion. So Remotion is a tool that will allow you to create videos inside the Claude Code, which is also known as the vibe editing. So many people believe that you can just, write one prompt and that the whole video will be done for you. And I wanted to test this out right now together with you. In the past, I tested this tool like 2 times, nothing special, and I did that the last night. We are going to create these things right now together for the first time, and I'm still figuring out what is the best practice, how to set this up properly, because this is a new tool for the market, and I believe that the best way to learn something new in this fast moving industry is to absorb as many knowledge as you can and figure it out what is working for you, what is not. And if we visit their website, you will see that they are using React to create the MP4 videos. So instead of using frames to render the whole video, they are using lines of codes to produce the video. Also, here are some templates that you can find once you start installing this tool. We will see later what they are offering inside the PowerShell, but if you're like me just starting out, I believe that the best option is to start with the blank template. So we will create the videos inside the Remotion Studio that will run on the local host inside the Visual Studio Code. There are different ways to use Remotion Studio, but in this case we will use Microsoft Studio Code. You can use also Google Anti-Gravity or Terminal. So here are some use cases that are generated by Remotion inside the Claude Code, and as you can see, this is really interesting, like that it reminds me on the Windows XP media player. Which is awesome. Also, you can see here that you can create dynamic captions with that. So I don't believe that we will do that inside this tutorial, but maybe next time, who knows. We will focus on the different things and you will see soon what I prepared. For personal use, we do not need to pay Remotion, but later if we decide to scale this, build the agency or start providing AI content services, we will need to definitely upgrade the plan to the company license. But for now, don't worry, you can use the free license. When it comes to Claude, I don't think that you can use this on the free plan. I personally have the pro plan, which is $20 per month. That price $70 is only if you decide to use the annual plan. But for now, if you are just starting out, $20 per month plan is more than enough. So if you start using heavily the Claude, you will definitely need to upgrade to the max plan, which is $100, because you can easily hit your daily usage limit, and this is something that the many users have the problem with the Claude right now. So first step is the structure, how we gonna set this tool. So as you can see, I'm inside my client's project where I store the all assets and the video files for every my client, including myself. And as you can see right now, I am inside my personal folder. So inside that folder, I will create a new folder and give it a name Remotion Editor and add my name. So inside that folder, I'm going to install the Remotion tool. Once I set this up and test everything, I will do probably for the rest of my clients. So inside each folder, I will install that tool so that the Remotion can have the access to the all assets that are inside that folder, so that we can use the branded assets for the client work. So the first step is reading installation guide. If you visit this link, you will find the installation guide. So the first step is to install Claude Code and Node.js. If you don't have the Node.js installed, the Remotion cannot work. So this is the first step that you need to do. And the second step after that is installing Claude Code. So I already did that for my previous project, but installation is really simple. And as you can see here, there is documentation which will help you set this up. If we click on this, you will see how properly to install the Claude Code inside the Windows or Mac or even Linux. So in order to create a new project, we need to paste this command inside our terminal. So just copy that, go back to your folder and open your terminal. So I'm not a Mac user, as you can see, so I'm not sure how to do that there, but I don't believe that it's more complicated than this. It's really important to open the PowerShell inside the folder which is dedicated to Remotion. So once we open the PowerShell, we're just gonna paste the command that we found on their website, hit enter, and as you can see here, there are some templates which we saw a few moments ago. And as I mentioned a few moments ago, the blank template is the best probably if you're just starting out. So let's select the blank, click on yes, add agent skills. The next step is to select the all detected agents as recommended. For installation scope, we will select the project, and for installation choose the recommended method. Proceed with installation, yes please, and it's done. And as you can see, we can open that project folder inside the Visual Studio Code. So if you don't have the Visual Studio Code, you can install it. It's really simple. You can just visit this link. Based on your operating system, just pick what you need. In my case is the Windows, or if you do not want to use the Microsoft products, you can use the Google Anti-Gravity, which is really awesome. So back to the terminal, I will now open the Visual Studio Code and click yes. So once you install the Visual Studio Code or Anti-Gravity, click on File and open folder where the Remotion is installed. So in this case is Remotion Editor. Here it is. Select that folder and open it. You need to click on trust the authors. So one thing to mention before we continue working on that, you will also need to install the Claude extension. You can find Claude extension here, and by just typing Claude, hit enter and make sure to select the official extension. As you can see, there are some different extensions that have the Claude logo, but avoid that. Select the extension which is published by Anthropic. Just click on the extension and here you will see the install button. Just press that, log into your Claude account, and that's it. So going back to our folder, as you can see here, we do not have Claude activated, and in order to do that, you will see after installation Claude icon here. So click on that, click new session and go back to the folder, and that's it. The Claude will now read all files that are installed right here. So the first step is to open the Remotion Studio. One thing before we do that, I also want to check the credit usage. So as you can see, I'm right now at 19% and the usage will reset in 1 hour. As you can see, I have the Pro plan, and in this demo we will probably create at least 4 to 5 different videos with probably some revisions, so it will be interesting to see how fast the usage is going away. So let's turn on the Remotion Studio. So as you can see, I typed please run the Remotion Studio on the local host in my browser. So you probably don't need to be that much detail. You can just say run Remotion Studio and that's it, but just in case, the more context you provide, it's better. And now we're just gonna press the enter and wait to complete Claude process. Also, you will need to allow some commands. So as you can see, the Claude automatically opened the Remotion Studio. So this is how the Remotion Studio will look like inside your browser. Also, one thing to mention is that I didn't run one command which is on their website. As you can see here inside the installation guide, you need to run these commands in order to successfully start a new project. But instead of that, I just opened the Microsoft Studio Code, and luckily the Claude figured that out and fixed it. And as you can see here, the Claude has run the first command, and right after that has run the second command. And and after that we have the message that the Remotion Studio is up and running in our local host, which is our browser. Now when everything is running properly, we can start creating motion graphic inside the Remotion. So for what I will use the Remotion. So if you are into the AI and tech space, you probably heard from Nick, and on this profile he is posting almost daily the AI news and updates. And luckily 2 years ago I had the opportunity to start working as the video editor full time. So I am currently working with the AI creators in the AI and tech space, but I do not work for Nick, to be completely honest, but I'm creating very similar video to his. So let's take this video for example. So the structure for these videos are really simple. So below there is a talking head video, and above that there is a bunch of different animations, b-rolls, motion graphics and things like that. But in most cases editors place their videos and photos. For example, what if we can create for videos like this a simple and professional looking, minimalistic, let's say, a motion graphic animation that will make these type of videos even more engaging. In the past few months I was working a lot on videos like this, and I saw the opportunity to level up those videos by using Remotion. So we will work on that in this video. As you can see here, the Claude recently released the Claude Opus 4.7, and this is a really huge AI news, and I had to at least edit 4 different videos on that topic. And if we scroll down and down on this web page, we can see different photos that they uploaded to demonstrate the real power of this AI model. For the case number 1, we will try to turn this photo into motion graphic. So as you can see here, I prepared the 3 different folders, which is one for Claude, one for Google, and the third one is for new model by 𝗧𝗜𝗠𝗘𝗦𝗧. So let's change the location of these folders. Go back to the client folder, and here as you can see I have my folder for video projects. Here is the new folder that we just created, and here are the video assets. So let's paste it there, and later I will give the Remotion access to this folder. So let's just ask it, does Remotion have an access to this folder? So as you can see, the Remotion cannot directly access to that folder, so we are going to give Remotion access to that folder. Also, I don't believe that you need to do that, because you can just paste the image and give the detailed prompt for Remotion and Claude what to do, and they will generate that. But I have some different plans, because I will probably use the assets from that folder. Just mention in prompt, hey, please use the Claude logo for that type of animation. And let me show you right now why I'm gonna do that. So here inside my folder and inside the editing assets, let's for example select the assets, and there are for example AI generated videos, screen recording, screenshots, stock photos, stock videos, and let's say for example inside the icons, for each file I use keywords. For example, here is the logo of the App Store, so the name for that file is App Store logo. And if I want to create animation for the Claude, I can just close my eyes, imagine that scene, and just say what I want to be generated. So going back inside the Visual Studio, let's just press the enter and run this command. So as you can see right now, I can reference any file from that folder inside the Remotion composition. So the first animation is this graph. So I will upload that file inside the Visual Studio Code, click open, and now it's time for a prompt. So if I open the Claude app on my laptop, you will see here that I generated a prompt for Remotion composition using Claude. So I highly recommend you do that, because the Claude can level up your original prompt. So here is my first prompt. I just used the super whisper to tell everything to Claude what I want to do, and he made a better prompt. So let's just copy that, go back to the Visual Studio Code, let's just open the Remotion Studio to see what's going on, paste that prompt here, make sure that everything is okay, and press the enter. As you can see, the Claude is thinking, which means it's generating the motion graphic animation. So this process can take anywhere in between from 2 to 5 minutes, something like that. It depends how complex animation it is. Right now we are waiting around 1 minute and the Claude is still thinking. So I will let you know how much time we waited for this animation. So as you can see here, the Remotion using best practices skill. This is the skill that the Remotion installed automatically when we run the first command inside the PowerShell. During that process you will probably need to allow some commands, so just click yes. As you can see, the prompt we generated inside the Claude had different values, and those are the values from the Remotion. But overall the animation is done, and let's play it. He did exactly what I wanted. Let's together check the prompt. So as you can see, there are 4 AI models. That is correct. So I said that the starting point is at the bottom left corner, which is correct. As you can see, this is the starting point. Next, bars grow upward from the x-axis, and this is the x. As you can see, the bars are going from bottom to the top. Text effect, chart title and bar labels, typewrite effect. This is also correct because as you can see here at the knowledge, there is a typewrite effect and there is a typewrite effect for the bottom, which mean AI models. Also, I mentioned that the numbers from the side should have the fade in animation from the left to the right, and that is also correct. Let's just see the values if they are correct. The values are exactly the same. Everything is perfect. The text is perfect grammatically, numbers are matching, even the bars are showing the right value. The only thing that is not matching is the font. I don't know, for me honestly this font looks good because this is the similar font that Claude is using for the logo. So yeah, we can say that this is the branding animation. I mean, I'm really surprised by this animation. So let's generate another one. We are going to click plus button again, upload from computer, select the second example, and let's generate a prompt using Claude. So open that folder where we store our examples, paste that example inside the Claude, and as you can see here, this example will be, let's say, a little bit more difficult to recreate it because there are 2 different colors for the bars, but let's see if we can recreate this. So what I'm gonna to say is, I have a new chart which needs a similar animation. Please analyze the photo and make sure that the Remotion will create a new animation which is exactly like the last one. Press enter. So the Claude generated a new prompt for the video. As you can see, the animation will last 8 seconds. They're all colors from the photo. Let's copy that. Just select the prompt only, copy that, go back to the Visual Studio, paste it here. And one thing to mention is that I want that animation in the new composition, because if we don't mention that we want a new composition, the first animation will be probably go away. Just in case, mention in prompt that we want new composition and press the enter. So for the last animation we waited between 2 to 3 minutes, which is not long at all. I couldn't recreate that in After Effects in 3 minutes, for example. And to be completely honest, I'm not good inside the After Effects. I mainly use Premiere Pro, but I hope that this tool will change that. Also, let's see how many tokens has spent the last animation. Just type usage. Well, it's not bad, to be completely honest. It's around 8% of the Pro plan, which is decent, which means you can create around 8 animations in 4 hours. As you can see, the Claude is generating new animation and the second animation is done. As you can see, there is a new composition here which says visual navigation. So if we play again, we will see the old animation, the first animation that we generated. You just need to select the new composition and let's see what Claude generated. To be completely honest, It's awesome. The only thing that is not matching is, as you can see, the numbers here are at the top and here are in the middle. Also, this part is not generated inside the new animation, as you can see right here. Also, the alignment is not perfect. As you can see, it's not central at all. But overall, I am happy with the results, not gonna lie. But let's see if we can fix that. So going back to the Visual Studio Code, I'm gonna say a few things. The first thing that we gonna change is the alignment. So after a few seconds, I type here what we need to change. The first thing that we will change is the text alignment to make it central, and the second thing is the missing colors. As for the numbers that are here inside of the top of the bar, honestly I don't care. So let's press the enter and see what is going to happen. Also, the whole animation, as you can see, is 8 seconds, which is correct. Okay, like 30 seconds later the revision is done. So let's see if the Claude changed anything. I mean, wow, now everything is on place. The more specific you are, the less headache you will have, because the AI models will know exactly what to do and what to change. As you can see, the text is fine now and there is a blue color which wasn't there a few moments ago. So the only thing that bothers me now is that this frame is too close to the text and it's a little bit bothering me, but overall I'm happy with the final results. So let's create the third animation, which is another diagram but different. So going back inside the Claude app, we're going to upload that file. Just drop it there and give it a prompt. So once you write your prompt, you just press enter and the prompt is almost done. Once the prompt is generated, we are going to do the same as the previous time. Just copy it, go back inside the Visual Studio Code, again upload that file, select the file, paste your prompt, and again mention that this animation must be generated inside the new sequence. Generate that in the new sequence, and now press the enter and that's it. We're going to wait probably around 2 minutes like the previous time. Until that, relax. So after 3 minutes the animation is still not done, maybe even 5 minutes, I'm not sure. But if we click here on thinking, we can see exactly on what Claude is working. As you can see, it's not easy task for him at all. As you can see here, he is currently setting up the data structure for the chart, defining animation frame. I believe that he is almost done, but that task is more complex than the previous. So as you can see, almost after 8 minutes something is happening. So I really hope that the animation will be created soon. So as you can see, there are 0 errors. The new composition is created and it seems like the animation is ready, guys. If we go back to the Remotion Studio, we will see the new composition again, agentic coding. Click there. I'm a little bit excited. Let's see what it generated. So yeah, it's not precise as the last two. To be completely honest, I believe that this animation is more difficult for recreation than the first two. So let's see what is the difference. As we can see here, the line is not straight at all. There is a curve. The blue line looks decent, not gonna lie. The values are matching. It's near 50 here, and here is almost near 50. 50 is probably around here, but the data is accurate. At least there is one line which is off. The number 0 is not visible here, and besides that everything is fine. So let's try to fix that. So there are only 2 changes that I need to make. I don't see any other issues. The lines are not straight, so let's change that also. So here are the 3 things that we are going to change for this animation. So just press enter and wait a couple minutes more. As we can see here, the Claude is making bunch of different changes, so hopefully everything will run smoothly. So just few seconds later the animation has updated, and let's see if the Claude has made that changes. Yes, it did. So as we can see, the lines are now straight between 2 points. The number 0 is visible now, and the error and the problem that we had with this line a few moments ago is fixed. So here is the photo and here is the animation, and overall I'm really happy with the final results. So this is really great tool if we want to visualize some data for the long form, for the short form, for the video cells later. It doesn't matter, it's really good in these situations. So that was the third and the last animation for the Claude, but I'm afraid that I do not have enough time right now to create all different animations. We're going to leave this for another video. So will this tool replace editors, motion designers and creative people? No, at least for now. This is a tool like any other tool, and we humans use tools to create something. So if you are a creative person who wants to level up your skills, offer something new to the clients and start learning more about the AI, then Remotion combined with Claude is great combination for you. And for the best possible results, as you saw in the video, give your best to provide as much context as possible to the AI models and be really precise with your prompts. So I hope that you enjoyed this tutorial. The bad news is that I don't have any free time left, so I must start working, and right now I cannot test this tool for any other use cases. But if you want to see more tutorials like this, you can definitely subscribe to this channel. I will do everything that is in my power to post as many valuable tutorials as I can. So I hope that you find this tutorial valuable, and I see you next time.